11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. What a fight! I think Ferrara won it.
Juan, the Hispanic causing panic, Lascano.
And thanks to those joining me live, those have been joining me on the archive. I'm checking something here on my end, so give me a moment, guys. Let's see. Testing, 1, 2, 3. I don't even know if this makes a difference, to be honest with you, but I am working on the mic. It's just not loud enough. I've been hearing some of the streams. Right now, it doesn't sound loud enough, quite frankly. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if this is better, this is worse. I have no idea. Does this make it better right here? I don't know. Well, I guess I got to live with however. I should have done the testing before I went live, probably. But give me a second. I got to listen to myself. I'm going to use YouTube to do it. So I'll be listening on my headphones. But how are you guys doing, by the way? It's a Friday, doing our thing over here. I guess this will have to do. It is what it is. It is what it is, agent. It's going to have to do whether we like it or not. What do we do about it? You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. I don't know. I don't even know. You know what I mean? We'll choose which color here. I have no idea. Some of these are kind of bright, by the way. Like that's super bright. That's super bright too. But what are we gonna do? You know what I mean? How about we just? I think I could turn it off right here. Voila! There we go. Jay Wilson, it sounds fine. Good. All right. Cool. All right. Let's get the show on the road. Tony Boswell in the building. Shout out to Tony Boswell. Right. Shout out to Tony Boswell. Thank you for being a member, brother. Much appreciated. Thanks to Haplotype for being a member. You can join the membership for as low as it's just 99 cents a month. It goes a long way to support the channel. I appreciate you guys, all that good stuff. By the way, I mean, let's have a little bit of a conversation about Tim Tszyu. Huh? Yeah, that's the thing, Haplotype. I should be able to be back here, and it should be like that. That's the whole point. That's why I said it's like, it sounds good to me. Like, what do you mean? Like, it's low. Like, what do you mean? I know it's low. Something just up with it, but I don't know. Like, I have no idea. Like, to be honest with you, the audio is all the way up. So I don't know how much more I could bring that up. So it is what it is. So let me know how it's sounding. All right. It's not just about. I want to make sure it's loud. Like, I don't want it to be low. So I actually think it's good now, though. Actually, I don't know. Like, I don't know how. Like, I'm listening to it now. Like, how loud do you want it, Haplotype? Like, goddamn. Like, Jesus Christ. Haplo wants it louder. Wants me to come out like with a I don't know. Jay Will says it sounds good. I don't know, but let's get the show on the road. Too much talk about the sound. It's brought to you by 7-Up. All right. By the way, 7-Up is so much better than Sprite. And dudes that like Sprite will be like, no, it's not. Like the Sprite's too bubbly, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's a bit, the bubbliness is too much, right? Like 7-Up is where it's at, bro. Like 7-Up is the king of I know it doesn't sell as much as Sprite, because Sprite has that Coca-Cola machine behind it, but everybody knows the original lemon lime soda is 7-Up. It's the best one by far. Until this day, I don't understand why people like Sprite, right? I don't get it, bro. You know what I mean? Like it's all about 7-Up. It's got no caffeine. You know what I mean? if I think I'm drinking caffeine, you know. I agree. Haplotype. You see, Haplotype's on point. He's on code, right? Everyone needs to be on code when it comes to 7-Up on this channel. All right, everybody, no matter who you are. All right. So then let's get this show on the road. Tim Tszyu. We're gonna share this from. This is the trainer of Velasquez. It's gonna be. He's the opposite of Tim Tszyu, and let's hear what Coach Hector Bermudez, who had some not very nice things to say about me when I was doing the show with Christine. But you know me, despite anything, I gotta give an objective opinion, right? He said, get this. He said, I talk too much on a podcast. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a show. I'm supposed to be talking. But, you know, he basically said, shut up and just let Christine talk. You know, like, okay. Like, I don't know what that was about. But apparently he didn't like what I was saying probably. But it's all good. We're still going to go ahead and we're still going to, you know, be fair here. So let's be fair. Like, I don't know if he's gonna hang out or not. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just saying. I'm just talking about my experience. But let's go. All right.
Probably a really, really good amateur coach.
You done writing as a professional trainer?
No, he always get hired. He has a lot of knowledge about boxing. Always get hired and then get fired. Tim, from the very beginning, had a pro style, right? So you go to a Cuban coach to learn an amateur system. Listen, I don't know who he had before, but they was doing a great job. The only thing that needed switching was that cut man. So switching coaches could be it could be a good tactic to avoid accountability, right? So I don't know what's going on there. He quit once, you know what I mean? He's gonna probably quit again, and so we don't pay too much attention to that, but we know that he's in shape. He can punch with both hands. Once Tim feels something, it's going to remind him of, you know, him quitting or him getting knocked out.
Oh, boy.
Probably a real.
So look, I don't believe it or not. I don't disagree with a lot of what he's saying, and we're going to break it down here, okay? So let's kind of play it again, and I'll kind of like break it down, break down my thoughts. You know what I mean?
Really, really good amateur coach.
Okay, so he's talking about, you know, Tim Tszyu here. As you guys know, Tim Tszyu, you know, let go of his old trainer Igor. Okay, and I'm sure you guys are familiar with Pedro Diaz. He's mostly known for being the trainer of Miguel Cotto. All right, Miguel Cotto picked him up. A lot of people weren't really familiar with him in the pro scene. He has a lot of experience in the amateur scene, and I remember when Cotto picked him up, there was a lot of questions about that. But Cotto did have some success with him. You know, he did beat Margarito in the rematch with him. One can argue that Margarito's eye was already messed up in the Pacquiao fight, but nonetheless, it was a win. Cotto lost, I believe, his last fight with him was with when he had Austin Trout, and then he let him go. And Cotto ended up going with Freddie Roach, and I thought Freddie Roach and Roach were a better pairing, actually, than he was with Pedro Diaz. But Tim Tszyu had a lot of options. A lot of trainers looked at him, from Abel Sanchez, who I thought would have been a good pick, quite frankly, but that's my opinion, right? Along with some other guys, and but he went with Pedro Diaz, so that's what he's talking about. And Pedro Diaz, as you know, has a lot of experience and all that good stuff, right? You know, so I'm just saying, right?
You done writing as a professional trainer?
No, he always get hired. He has a lot of knowledge about boxing. Always get hired and then get fired. Tim.
So obviously we know the big hiring and firing came from Miguel Cotto.
From the very beginning, had a pro style, right? So you go to a Cuban coach to learn an amateur system. Listen, I don't know who he had before, but they was doing a great job.
And I got to tell you right now, I thought Igor and company were doing a great job. Shout out to Remy, What Up D-Style, Chad, Tony Boswell, all right? And I think you guys get the gist of what he's saying here, you know what I mean? I think you understand what he's saying, and I think what he's doing. This is what's happening, in my opinion. What's going on here? Okay, Bermudez is he's planting seeds of doubt, right? He's planting seeds of doubt in Tim Tszyu's head. He's trying to get in his head here, right? Did I pick the right guy? Is this the right trainer, right? Did I make a mistake here? Was my coaches doing fine? Am I avoiding accountability by switching coaches here, right? Easy teaching me a style that's not going to be good for me in the pros, like, right? There's a lot of things. Why do guys hire him and then fire him, right? Like there's a lot of that is going to, if Tim allows it, get in Tim's head, right? And this is where he needs to be, like Tim, he needs to be careful, right? Because he's doing this on purpose. He brings up the, you quit thing, right? If you quit before, you'll quit again, right? You're getting that in his head. And I saw some other things where Tim was saying, I never thought about retiring. Like, even though I lost 3 times, I never thought about it. Like, bro, like, to me, I don't know. Sometimes when you try too hard, you reveal things, right? Like you're telling yourself without actually telling on yourself. And Tim said he had to do a lot of reflecting, and there's no way, right? He was talking about potentially leaving the sport like in interviews after the Joey Spencer fight. So now he's saying he wasn't thinking about it at all. So like, which one is it? I am not liking a lot of this, to be honest with you. Like, I am not liking the attitude of Tim Tszyu. I am not liking the way he's acting here, if I'm honest. Shout out to Remy. I appreciate the super chat, brother. All right. I am not a fan of this version of Tim. I've been following Tim now for what's been a good, I would say, like, man, since like before the Jeff Horn fight. Like, how long has that been? Right? 6-7 years maybe. Like, I've been following the career of Tim Tszyu for a while. And I was a fan, right? And he's just not acting like the Tim Tszyu that I was following and watching, right? He's just a little out of character here. He's playing a caricature to me. He's overcompensating for something, right? He's trying to prove that he's confident. I don't know if you guys saw his response. We said, I'm going to get his boy by the neck and I'm going to, like he's a pit bull. He should grab the chihuahua by the neck and do that to him, right? And to me, if I'm honest, that there's a lot of overcompensating going on here. He's just overdoing it just a little too much. And me personally, that's from the outside looking in. I'm interested to know what Australian fans think. I'm interested to know what fans coming out of Australia think, right? But this is how I'm personally looking at this. Like, I'm looking at a fighter who's fighting to convince himself, right? And I did a video not that long ago. Like, I've kind of got the pattern of Tim Tszyu down. But before I get to the pattern of Tim Tszyu, shout out to MAW. I appreciate it, brother, with 10 Australians. Hello, boxing fans. East Town chat. My small contribution to the appreciation fund of our honorary Australian brother D Style. Enjoy the fights, gang. Subscribe, share, smash the like, folks. Okay. I mean, I heard some people call me Aussie E. Like, that's what I heard, right? But I heard it should be ACP instead of HCP. But I don't know. That's just what I heard. Those are the rumors, right? But I appreciate that, brother. Much appreciated. This is the pattern of Tim Tszyu, right? And you tell me if this pattern is off, right? You tell me if I'm wrong about this. Every time he loses, and he lost 3 times, right? So we every single time, it never fails. Like, I've looked at the pattern. So first, he loses. He says all the right things. Like he gives credit to his opponent. He's not a sore loser. Like, he just kind of gives credit to his opponent. In the immediate aftermath of his loss, maybe he's a little too honest at a fault, but he's still a little honest, right? And then shout out to Jesus Sam. Welcome, brother. Appreciate you being here. He's kind of honest about the assessment. He says he's going to take a break, spend time with the family. He's going to reflect, take time to reflect, yada, yada, yada. And then he kind of makes it sound like he's going to take this long time to really think about it. You know what I mean? Like we may not hear from Tim Tszyu for a couple of months, right? And then just a couple of days later, almost, like it seems, at the most like a week later, he comes out again. And this time, Tim Tszyu, he's back. He's got the fire burning inside. He's more motivated than ever. He's never been as motivated as he is in this moment, right? He's doing shadow boxing in front of like the pyramids of Egypt and shadow boxing in Thailand and shadow boxing in front of statues in Indonesia. And Tim Tszyu is on fire. Right? Like I'm back. I'm more motivated. I want to go back in there. I want to go into the Shark Tank. Like you guys don't understand how motivated I want all in. Right? Then he loses again. And then that same pattern continues, right? The pattern is, okay, Tim, you lost. Okay. Then he comes back and says, okay, I'm going to reflect. I got some thinking to do. I appreciate the support, everyone. Just give me some time. I got to think about this. I got to process this whole thing. And Tim Tszyu disappears a couple of days later. We think we're not going to hear from Tim for months. Like we think Tim's going to like we're not going to hear anything from Tim, right? Comes back. Oh, I'm better than ever. I'm more motivated than ever. You guys don't understand. There's a fire burning inside. I'm ready to come back and bring anybody on. I'm ready to take on the world. I'm ready for this. I'm ready for that. That is what Tim Tszyu does. And then he loses again, and he does the same thing. Right? What did he do? He put out a message. I got to reflect. I got to think. I got to process all this information, guys. But don't worry. I'll be back as soon as possible, or whatever. And then, but he actually doesn't say as soon as possible. He makes it seem like it's going to take a long time, right? Makes guys like me think, oh, Tim, he's probably going to go on vacation, spend time with his family, enjoy the fruits of his labor. But no, he comes back a couple of days later, he's ready to conquer the world again. He's ready to conquer the world, Tim is. Oh, I'm more motivated than ever. It's the same story every time, right? Got the fire burning inside. Now he's a phoenix, right? He's the phoenix now. Oh, yeah, I'm the phoenix. I came back from the ashes. Like you haven't done anything. You haven't had a fight yet. You're the Phoenix? You already named yourself the Phoenix. You haven't even fought yet, brother. You haven't even fought since the last time you fought what you lost. Like, well, what do you mean you're back better than ever? And what do you mean you're the Phoenix? What do you mean you rose from the ashes? You haven't done anything yet. Like he's speaking about it. It's past tense. Oh, I rose from the ashes. Like I already overcame everything. No, you haven't done any of that. I saw him say things that are like very questionable, if I'm honest. Like he said, oh man, no disrespect to my opponent, but I'm so motivated now. And I'm waking up at 6 a.m. Wait, what time were you waking up before? Like, what does that even mean? Like, what? Were you waking up whenever you wanted, or what? Like, what do you mean you were waking up at 6 now? Like, what? Is that supposed to like impress everybody? Like, oh shit! Oh, okay, he's waking up at 6 a.m. So Tim Tszyu, like, he's got it, right? He's waking up at 6 a.m. So Tim, he's good to go, right? And for me personally, I'm just not feeling that, guys. Like I'm not feeling this Tim Tszyu thing. Like I'm seeing the pattern. And I don't know what's going to happen. He's going to fight Vasquez. He'll probably win that fight, right? If he doesn't, man, is that devastating. If he allows, Bermudez to get in his head and going with doubts, and if he loses this fight, that will be catastrophic. But I just have a feeling there's going to be a false sense of confidence after he gets this win. And he's going to want to jump right back in there like against the top dogs. And I think it needs to be a longer process. This is not where Tim Tszyu should be mentally at the moment. You are in a rebuilding process. Or that's where you should be. You change teams, you change trainers, you change manager, you change everything. You change where you're living. You're in Florida. You got Pedro Diaz. New system. You got to acclimate to that system. That's going to take time. Right? That's going to take some time. And you're going to do what you're expected to do in this fight. If you do it, win. But right now, calling yourself the Phoenix and you're saying you're not good or great. Like I'm looking at these interviews, and I'm just honestly amazed at how Tim Tszyu's acting right now. Like it's. And this is why Bermuda said the things he said. Oh, switching trainers, it's the cop-out. It's a way to get away from accountability, he told him, right? Do I 100% agree with that? Not necessarily, but this is what Tim Tszyu is essentially, doing here. Like he's put himself in a position where he's applying a lot of pressure on himself and on his team unnecessarily, One fight at a time. One brick at a time. You haven't built a fortress yet, brother. Your fortress was completely obliterated. Tim Tszyu, your fortress, like there was cracks on it after the first Fundura fight. It was completely demolished by the Russian. Completely. And then the Tower Inferno, left you with it left it in ashes at this point. It's time to start rebuilding your fortress one brick at a time. Start laying the foundation. One step at a time. Like you're talking, you got this fortress. You don't. You don't. You're entering Rome, in this case Australia. You're returning to Australia like a conquering hero. Yet, what have you conquered? This is what Tim Tszyu needs to hear. Not all the rah-rah bullshit I see some of the supporters giving them. Right? I understand that manifesting reality could be a powerful thing, right? But sometimes practicality is better. And I think, the losses were too devastating. The circumstances were too devastating, right? For you to be falling back into the trap that you were right before, your fight with Spencer. Because I was under the impression that there was going to be a couple of fights before you even got back to there. But the moment the opportunity came in, you jumped on that opportunity, right? You jumped to get another title shot. In this case, against Fundura. And it's Merry Christmas to everybody. I agree. So, I'm just saying, we'll see where it goes from here, okay? We'll see where it goes. One more thing. This Jake Paul grift that's going on right now. Let me first say, it's not an attack on Jake Paul. All right? I get it. Look, Jake Paul has proven a lot of people wrong. Jake Paul's gone further in his boxing career, if we're honest, than most of us thought he would go. Right? So in many ways, he's made a lot of people eat crow. There's no doubt about that. We need to acknowledge that. Okay? I know a lot of content creators that were picking the basketball player to beat him because the basketball player is a real athlete, right? I saw people pick Askren to beat him because Askren's a real fighter. Like, you know what I mean? Even though he wasn't a boxer, but still, he's been in there in real fights, right? This guy's a YouTuber, and he knocked out Askren, right? Oh, but Askren isn't even a striker, and then they put him in there against Anderson Silva and a lot of you, and you know, and he won those fights. So he's been proving people wrong, right? Now I picked him in most of those fights, but you know, he beat Chavez Jr. I know Chavez Jr. is a cokehead, and Chavez Jr. ain't the same anymore. I get all that, but Chavez Jr. is still Chavez Jr., right? Like, he's still a guy with a lot of experience, and if we're honest, if you asked anybody like 5 years ago, they would never have thought he would have gotten to a point like that. So props to Jake Paul, and props to Jake Paul for fighting, you know, freaking this mammoth of a dude in Anthony Joshua, right? However, what I'm not gonna do is sit here and act like he has any shot in this fight, because he doesn't have a shot in this fight. He's got no shot. None. Teddy Atlas came out. We can't count him out. He could punch. We can't count him out. I'm hearing a lot of that. We can't count him out. Remember, Josh was coming off a knockout through the ball. Like, you know, like they keep saying stuff like that, right? And to be honest with you, man, I'm just not digging it, bro. I'm just like, what? Why can't you guys just grow a pair of balls, right, and stop the grift? I know telling people Santa Claus ain't real ain't fun, right? It's more fun to tell people maybe he is real. Like, maybe there will be president under this tree, right? Like, maybe that sounds better. But, you know, the truth is the truth. This dude has no shot, bro. And I said it, and the more people are saying it now, but I'm just going to flat out say it. The only way Jake Paul can win this fight is the fight is fixed. That's it. That's the only way he can win. He cannot win this fight in any legitimate fashion. And I think everybody knows that. And we're going to know right away as soon as we're watching the fight. I suspect it's going to be a real contest, and I suspect he's going to completely thrash Jake Paul. This is what I suspect, right? There's already rumors circulating that Josh is going to end up fighting, you know, Fury next year. They're already making those plans. He's going to cook this guy, get some clout out of it. Believe it or not, there's clout in beating Jake Paul. And for 2 years in a row, and as much as I like Anthony Joshua, and as much as of course, I'm looking forward to him beating up Jake Paul, I was very appreciative that he represented the sport with honor and destroyed Ngannou when Tyson Fury let everybody down. But, I mean, we're going to go 2 straight years now where Anthony Joshua becomes the savior by beating these novices. Okay? Anthony Joshua's going to gain a whole lot of clout just beating these dudes that had no shot to beat him. Right? I swear, if Eddie Hearn makes an argument that Anthony Joshua's back and that Anthony Joshua's the best heavyweight in the world after he knocks out Jake Paul in devastating fashion, I swear to God, I'm going to lose my shit. I swear to God. Right? I'm going to lose my shit if you guys go overboard with the credit you give Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua should get as much credit as you should get for beating up a YouTuber. All right? No, but he's a real fighter. Okay, fine. He's a real fighter, but he's a novice compared to Anthony Joshua. All right? Jake Paul lost to Tommy Fury. How do you possibly believe that a dude that lost to Tommy Fury, I don't care how much you think he improved in that period of time, how can you possibly believe he's going to beat Anthony Joshua? How can like he has a shot to win? How can that come out of your mouth? How can your lips speak that? How's that possible? How do you possibly believe that? How? Well, you want access to Jake Paul. You want some of his social media clout. Like, well, what is it? Every boxing person knows, just like they knew in the Ngannou, it was so frustrating listening to boxing content creators just argue that, no, Ngannou could win. He's going to knock out Joshua. It's going to be easy. And like, I couldn't believe it. The disrespect towards Anthony Joshua. Disgrace. Anthony Joshua should go in there and absolutely annihilate this dude. Without question. Should be the easiest fight of Anthony Joshua's career. Easiest. Yes, even his pro debut, all of it. It should be the easiest fight of his career. And while Jake Paul can maybe move around the ring, while Jake Paul can maybe, I don't know, maybe Anthony Joshua will kind of like play around with it a little bit, carry him for entertainment purposes. I don't know what AJ's going to be thinking or not, but I think muscle memory's going to kick in the moment AJ throws a punch at him. That's what I think. You saw what Gassiev just did to Pulev? That's the type of shit heavyweights do to people. Okay? The moment a punch partially lands, like this dude's going to feel it. Any punch to the shoulder, he's going to feel it. And plus, he's got a horrible stamina. Jake Paul does. Horrible stamina. Like, Chavez Jr. was teeing off at the end. Old cokehead, undersized Chavez Jr. compared to Jake Paul anyway. Well, what do you think Anthony Joshua's going to do? I can't wait till I do my video just uttering the what do you think was going to happen phrase like I did after the Ngannou fight. What do you think is going to happen? I think he could pull it off. Like really? Do you really believe that? Or are you just saying that because you know that's going to get you more attention? Because stating the obvious isn't. At all. Anyways, guys, I got to get rolling. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. Let me know what you think if you're listening on the archive. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. This is D-Style. Make sure you hit the like button before you leave, by the way. Hit the bell that way you're notified when D-Style comes on live. And we will end it with that. This is D-Style Boxing. Keep it boxing. I'm out of here. Peace.